It's so cool to be a victim nowadays. You know, victims are the new cool kids on the block. Everybody wants to be a cool kid. Everyone wants to be a victim. Everyone wants to say, I had the hardest childhood. I had the most disadvantages. Look at the cards I was dealt with. I'm this, I'm that. Like, there's no way I can make it in this world. Yada, yada, yada. All this other, like, bullshit everybody likes to spew, right? Like, everybody wants to be victims of the cool kids. That's the new cool. That's the new trend. Everybody being a victim is trendy. If you're a victim, like if you're not a victim, you're out of style. You know, being a victim is in style, and it's actually very sad. Like you got things like the Black Pill movement. That's the most pussy movement I've ever heard of in my entire life. Like the fact, like who? It's actually crazy that people actually subscribe to this nonsense. This idea that you know they believe that looks are the most important, like looks or status is the most important, and that these things can't be improved. Like you're either born with it or you're not. Like that is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard. That's crazy to me. Like you're not even gonna try and win the race. You're just gonna opt yourself out, right? Don't get me wrong. Like I actually used to have a little bit of a victim mentality, but I'll get into that story in a little bit. But before I get into that story, I just want to say, make sure you book that one-on-one coaching call if you want to get jacked. If you need help doing that, I'm the guy for that. I can make you a custom plan. Let's get to work. Hit that link in the description. But with that being said, let's jump back to scheduled programming, back into the story. So back when I was like during my academic life, right? And I've told this story a bunch of times, and I had a little bit of a fixed mindset, a little bit of a victim mentality, because especially when I got into university is when I really realized that no one was coming to save me. You know, high school, I was terrible at math. Terrible. I could not solve an equation to save my life, right? But then I realized that, like, nobody's coming to fucking save me, bro. Nobody's coming to save me. Like, because I used to always blame the teachers. I would blame the professors. I would say, oh, it's because the teachers isn't great. The teacher isn't great. That's why I'm failing. The teacher's terrible at teaching. It's her fault I'm failing. It's her fault that I'm not doing as well in the course. It's her fault that I had to repeat this class a bunch of times. It's the teacher's fault. It has nothing to do with me. When I had to realize that, I had to point the finger back at myself. Like, was I doing the homework questions? Was I studying after school? Or did I go play basketball instead? I had to literally tell myself, yo, shut the fuck up and actually look at what's actually going on in your life. Like, are you actually holding yourself accountable? I had to hold myself accountable. Like, I had to stop talking all this shit and really point the finger back at myself. Look in the mirror, look in the damn mirror and figure out, yo, I'm the one fucking up. I'm the one fucking around. I have to actually like lock in, right? Not even just with school, like even for like finding a job. Like I remember for the longest time I was broke. I didn't have a job at all. And I was thinking like, oh, it's because I'm black. That's why they won't hire me. Okay, well, what are you saying in the damn interviews? Are you sounding like a dumbass in the interview, or are you showing up to these interviews well dressed? Like, what are the things like what are you saying to your employer that's not getting you hired? You have to figure out, like, point the finger back at yourself instead of finding like a little scapegoat on why you're not successful. Like, these were the things I had to realize. I had to realize no one was coming to save me. And it was the most what's the word I'm looking for? It was the most empowering thing you could ever do, is taking self accountability. Because you blaming the world for why you're not where you want to be, and like, you know, saying things are out of your control, that there's nothing enlightening about that. There's nothing, like I'm always saying, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. That's some pussy shit. That's some victim shit. Like, stop it. You gotta stop with that. It's not going to get you anywhere, bro. It isn't. Everybody wants to be a victim. Everyone likes to have this, it's easy for you to say mindset. It's easy for you to say, Don, you have great genetics. It's easy for you to say, like, they were born into riches. I was born into poverty. Like, you got to get that mindset out of your head, because if you look at anybody who's got jacked, anybody who's got rich, anybody who's got in the position that you desire to be in, they started off from ground zero, right? Look at all these different like famous people. They all started somewhere. They all started from the bottom, and they made it out because they worked hard. Not because they worked hard and smart. They made a plan, right? It was intentional. This shit wasn't by accident, right? Any successful person doesn't have a victim mentality. Nobody who's successful has a victim mentality, because they all had the mindset that they were able to do what they wanted to do despite the odds, despite the cards that they were dealt. They all had that mindset that they can do whatever they want. Like, everybody wants to win the award for hardest childhood, for who had the worst life, who had the worst cards dealt. Like, but that won't help you. Like, this whole black pill community, bro, like, it's just filled with pussies. I'm sorry, bro. Like, if you're a black pillar watching this, you're probably a pussy, because you don't want to take self accountability for why women aren't attracted to you, or why your life isn't going the way it is, why you can't build muscle. Oh, it's genetics. I'm sub 5. Shut up, bro. This victim shit pisses me off. It's like, shut up, bro. Like, you're lazy as fuck. That's why you're not getting the results you want. You're a pussy, bro. And I'm here to tell you that, like, hop on a call, bro. Hop on a one-on-one coaching call, bro. Let's get you right. Stop with this victim shit. Don't be a victim. Book a one-on-one coaching call. Let's get you right. I don't fuck around with this shit, bro. I'm gonna hold you accountable, and we're gonna get jacked, right? We're gonna self-improve, and we're not gonna make excuses for yourself. Book that one-on-one call. Quit fucking around, bro. Like, I'm serious about this shit. That's the thing. Self-accountability is, like, so taboo nowadays. No one wants to hold themselves accountable for anything, because it's so much easier to blame other people. It's easier to blame society. It's easier to blame your genetics, this, that, the third. But you have to look yourself in the mirror and really think, okay, where am I screwing up? Is it my fault? Is it, you got, like, sometimes it is really your fault. Like, you got to ask yourself, is it my fault why I'm in the situation I don't want to be in? You got to figure that out for yourself. Like, why are you in the situation you don't want to be in? And I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, most likely it's because of something you're doing. There's probably an incongruency within yourself. As soon as you are able to just stop blaming society and stop blaming the world and take self-accountability, that's when your life will change. There's power in that. That's when you'll truly recreate yourself. By the way, that's all I had to really say for today. Make sure you book that one-on-one coaching call. Let's get chat. Let's make you a custom plan. Send this to a friend that needs to hear it. Send this to someone with a victim mentality. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.